2025 gets crazier and crazier. If you thought the Microsoft Activision Blizzard acquisition was absolutely bonkers, the Netflix deal we're talking about right here completely takes the cake. 82.7 billion for the entire media portfolio. This includes many popular IPs from the entire DC universe. This is Batman, this is Superman, this is the Green Lantern Corps, this is the Flash, this is Harry Potter, the entire HBO Game of Thrones universe. Big stuff. But this isn't only a development for cinema, TV, and for streaming. The entire gaming department is also in the package. What does this mean for the entire Warner Brothers gaming landscape? The key to understanding the sheer size of this acquisition for the gaming world is looking at what Warner Brothers Game Studios consists of. First of all, it's the one that's actually been performing quite well, NetherRealm Studios. These are the guys who are the developers of the great Mortal Kombat franchise, and I'll be honest man, they've been doing quite well and their copies have been selling quite well with some really great collaborations that they've done, from the Terminator to Rambo and Homelander. They're also the developers responsible for the great Injustice 1 and 2 as well. Next up, of course, is Rocksteady, which definitely have been dropping the ball off late, but we don't know the reason for that. Whether it's top-down decisions forcing them to do this, we truly don't know, but they're responsible for the entire Batman Arkham trilogy that essentially redefined the entire superhero video game genre. We don't get Spider-Man from Insomniac if Batman Arkham City didn't exist. Then we also have Avalanche Software, which of course recently dropped the massive hit Hogwarts Legacy, a title that's generated over $1 billion in terms of sales, proving that the Harry Potter IP is still a very hot property even in 2025. Let's not forget TT Games as well, which make the very family-friendly Lego games. I'm sure you guys all saw the trailer much earlier this year of the Lego Batman, which seems to be essentially Batman Arkham Knight, but in a Lego font. Then of course there's Monolith Productions. They're the ones responsible for the Middle-earth duology, Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War. Of course also the proprietors of the Nemesis system. I definitely think every single gamer is still pissed off that that Nemesis system is still stuck only to Warner Brothers. Hopefully, damn hopefully this is not renewed. There are many games which would have greatly benefited from that innovative system being inputted into their games. Now this could change the fate of these titles forever, or not at all. It purely depends on how Netflix wants to treat these companies they're newly acquiring. If you've been checking the news or been annoyed by this ad as I have been, Red Dead Redemption 1 has made its way onto their service. I can't scroll Instagram, TikTok or even YouTube without seeing that they've finally added this game to their service. Now, perhaps this acquisition could see these titles moving on to Netflix as well, particularly, for example, the Middle-earth games, which of course require less powerful hardware as they're quite some older titles in 2025. Or the other angle could be that they're actually trying to acquire these studios as well to perhaps develop their great and more popular IPs into video games. Acquiring studios is a great turnkey solution to flipping things into games. Netflix have already proven that they can build massive fantasy franchises and adapt complex world. Look at the critical success of Arcane. Now this is of course coming from League of Legends, but Netflix could go ahead and create some sort of collaboration and say, hey, we have Monolith, maybe we could create some sort of 3D game using Arcane as the source. Then there's also Wednesday, there's The Sandman, and of course there's also more bigger titles such as Stranger Things. The opportunities are definitely endless. Now, the opposite as well could be that they're just going to shut down all of these studios. Guys, let's be absolutely honest. If we're talking about the past decade, the entire Warner Brothers gaming franchise has definitely been struggling. I'm talking about pretty much every single studio has missed in some way or another, except maybe NetherRealm, because Mortal Kombat still seems to be going well and they're catering for their niche community. But if we're talking Rocksteady, we're talking Monolith, bro, they haven't cooked in quite some time. And Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is a flop that Rocksteady simply didn't need. While the acquisition is fundamentally bad because unfortunately monopolies rarely ever benefit the consumer, this could be the change in management needed to finally kick their gaming division into gear. Now, there are already games in the works, and these acquired studios have been strategically focusing on these successful IPs. One potential current project is the previously announced Wonder Woman game being produced by Monolith Productions. Another project that was set to release in 2025 was the Lego Batman game. Then there's also, of course, the current success of the Mortal Kombat franchise. We don't know what their next title is going to be, but it could be another Mortal Kombat game or Injustice 3. Whatever it is, they probably are going to be doing well. Maybe the extra cash flow and shift in overall corporate strategy can help bolster these future titles. This is a huge development for gaming, and I'd like to definitely hear your thoughts down in the comments on what you think. Is this going to be good or bad for the gaming division of Warner Brothers? Now, from a cinematic perspective, the probability definitely seems more negative than it will be positive. Since this is of course a subscription service, that's what Netflix is, the chances are that many of their movies could just end up going straight to Netflix and completely skip the cinema. I know the huge cinema buffs who really care about this. Personally, I'm more so on the neutral side. For me personally, as long as the quality of the cinematography is maintained, I'm personally okay. But if that shifts, as since they're going to be targeting more so a home audience, I wouldn't be surprised if you also see a dip in quality. Well, gentlemen, those are my thoughts on this acquisition. Exciting, crazy news, probably the biggest acquisition we've ever seen in recent years. Truly crazy stuff is happening, and my gosh, monopolies are starting to be the name of the game. Only time will tell whether this acquisition will be for the best or for the worst.